Hi, this is Ilyaniac, and thank you for signing up for our beta. And let me show you quickly or give you a quick tour, a quick tour of our features that are currently available in beta 2. As you can see, you have here in-device screens. This enables you to create great looking in-device screenshots of your apps. In-device means that we will put around your screenshot a mock-up of a Nokia device. In this case, it is the Nokia 920, and it is available in different colors. Here you can see the Tapomizer for Windows Phone 8. This means if you have downloaded the SDK and you have a reference to Tapomizer DLL, you will be able to send directly all the tabs that your user is doing to our Tapomizer service, and the service will show you inside the web browser in real time what the user is currently doing with your app. Okay? During the beta phase, you will be able to use exactly one user. This means you can start one app and collect data from one app. After the beta phase, you will be able to have multiple devices, and it will depend on the subscription you have, okay? And the next additive is the Tapomizer for Windows 8. This means you can use Tapomizer also for Windows Store apps. Currently, we are not supporting orientation changes. We are already working on that. We have that working in our alpha release, in our new alpha release, but we have not published that yet on the server and also not in the SDK. So if you want to mess up your data, you can try orientation changes, but I would not suggest to do so. Otherwise, you have to contact us to reset your data. Okay? And this is the most important part if you want to start to work with Tapomizer and the reporting module. You have to create your apps first. In beta 2, you are able to create one Windows Phone 8 app and one Windows Store app. And creating those apps is also important for the SDK usage because every app will be created with a unique app ID. And this unique identifier needs to be put into the connect method for the SDK. Otherwise, it will not work. So the promotional codes, for this additive, you don't need any app, any specific app. Those codes are generated 10 at once. And after those codes have been redeemed by your users, you are able to create 10 new codes, okay? The application reports are dependent on the Tapomizer data. And after you have collected some data, you will be able to start the reporting module. And here you can download the SDK. It is also possible inside the Tapomizer additives. There's a special button where you can download the SDK too. Okay? But now let's create first an app. And as you can see, the user interface is quite simple and easy to use. You simply click on Create New. You give your app a name. In this case, I give it the name Beta Test. Here you can choose the operating system, and as stated before, you can create exactly one Windows Phone 8 app and one Windows 8 app. In this case, I like to create a Windows Phone 8 app. I click on Create. And you see that you have a new app that has a unique identifier. And this unique identifier is needed in Visual Studio when you are creating your connection, okay? So you can see that here's another UID. I will replace it now. And Simple copy and paste it. Then I change to Visual Studio and replace this one. So that's it. And you need to put in also your username and your password. And you are good to go with the sample app. Okay? But before you can do that, you need to upload some app screens. And what's important to know about the app screens is you have to name the screenshots with the same name you have used for your application pages inside Visual Studio. And this means application page name .png. Okay? Then you can upload those by unhiding the upload container. You see I have two screenshots here. You can upload one screenshot at a time. And I give it a name, like main page, for example. You can choose any name here. Important is only the file name, okay? And here's some description you can add. And then you simply click on Upload Image. So when you click on Show Image Container, you can see that we have successfully uploaded the main page. Let's upload the other page too. So this is next page. These are the page names from the example. And please, when you run the emulator and create the screenshots, name them like your application pages. Otherwise, Tapomizer will not switch correctly between the different pages, okay? And this is next page. And some additional information. Yeah, now I click Upload Image and you see it's very fast, and we have two screenshots now. Currently you can only delete the image, you cannot change the name or something else, but we are working on that and you will get a much richer interface in a very short time. Okay, now that we have prepared our screen so far and the app, we can start Tapomizer for Windows Phone 8. And as you see, the system will load on the right hand side the pages we have uploaded, and in the center you can see the device dummy, and on the left hand side you see the two info panels. The upper panel will show you some additional statistical data when you perform the test, and the tools panel will show you the connection status and the subscription type, which will be beta during the beta phases, and you can connect and disconnect to the server. And here on the right hand side you have also the navigation table that will show you the color that indicates the path, the navigation path that you will see later on, and it's simply a serial number that will show you the order in which the navigation occurred in the system, and you can see from which screen to which screen the navigation was done and the time step when it happened. Okay, let's connect to the server now. And as you can see, we have a green status, we are connected, and you can see that the subscription data is ready and the subscription type is beta. I switch now to the quick stats panel so that you can see how the data is changing. I fired up also the sample app, and as you can see, we are not connected currently. So let's press the connect button, and it will take about 3 seconds to connect. Yeah, this is normal because I restarted the server currently. So we should be connected now, and you can see that the data is displayed on the screen. And I navigate to another page just to show you what happens inside the system. And I go back again, and I navigate again, and I go back again, and you can see that we have reached our 50 tabs. So I disconnect, and you see the system has disconnected us already, and you can see that we have navigated from page number 1 to the next page. This means main page to next page. And when this happened, and because we have only 2 pages, the system will draw the path one over the other. But this is not so important currently. As soon as you create the report, you can see all the connections. Okay. Okay. And another thing is, if you click, for example, the main page, you can see all the tabs for the main page. And if you click on next page, you can see all the tabs that happened on the next page. Click on WP Additive Dashboard. And what you can do now, you can start now the app reports additive just by clicking it. And if you create another app, you can see it here also in this combo box, and you simply click on generate report. And what you can see here is the system is working, it's going through our data. You can see which user has used the system, for which app ID was the report generated, how many tabs were on main page, how many tabs were on next page. You can see the percentage and the relation between the 2 pages. If you have more pages, in the beta you can create up to 8 pages. You will see every single page here. What the report has created is an application hot zones map. So if you right click this image here, you can view it in a new tab. And you can see the darker the color is, the more tabs have been performed in this area. And if you have more pages, for example, and you have more tabs, because you can start Tapomizer, you can restart it simply by selecting it again, and it will collect more data. And you can see that to pin the areas that the user is using quite often. Now this will show you exactly which are the most used areas inside your app. Okay. And there's another image, it's the navigation map. And if I open that again, a new tab, you can see where the user was navigating to. Here again, we have only 2 simple pages. And if we can have here up to 8 pages, you can see all these little dots. Those are the connectors that are printed dynamically, and also the pages. And if you have more pages here, the system will indicate this by connecting them through different paths. Okay. So let's close that again. Currently, it is not possible to export the report as a PDF report. This is because of the restrictions that the system is running inside an Azure web page and not a web role. But we will change that very soon by offering another service. In this release, you can choose to download a TIFF file. If you do so, you will have a multi-page TIFF that you can print. And if you go to the next page, you can see that we have changed 5 times the page, and you can see that we had 9 tabs before the first change, 6 tabs before the second change, and so on. This way you can see where the user, which page the user is visiting quite often, and how much quality time in terms of tabs he's spending on this or on other pages. Okay. So let's go back to, and now we can return to the dashboard. So the next additive I want to show you are the in-device screens. Here you can select your app again, you click on load application screens, and you can choose the color for every screen. For example, we can use here black or cyan, or for example red again. Let's change that one to yellow. And you have to explicitly select the images here. If you don't do that, those images will not be created. As soon as you click on generate, the system will create for you a download link containing a zip file where you can download the screenshots. So as I click on this archive, it will open up WinRAR on my system. And you can see that there are two files inside there. And as I extract the archive, you can see, so let's have this a little bit larger, that we have a yellow one and we have a red one. And these are the in-device shots I'm talking all the time about. You can see that your screenshot was inserted into a device mockup. That's the type of mockup I'm talking about. And let's open it in a preview so that you can see that the quality is really nice. You see. And you have also this nice little reflections and everything else ready. So you can use that in your marketing materials without any problems. But please, please do not leave the performance counters turned on or take your screenshots directly from the device. So let's go back to the dashboard, and as you can see, we have here the promotional codes, and when you visit this page for the first time, it will not show you any codes. So you click on generate, and as you can see, the system has generated immediately 10 codes for you, and these codes can be redeemed by your users. So you simply give them, copy this information here and give that to your users. Okay? And as soon as they redeem the code, this will turn from available and from green into red and will indicate that it was redeemed successfully. As soon as those 10 promotional codes are redeemed, you are able to create 10 new promotional codes, okay? But before that, it is not possible. Okay, so let me quickly demonstrate you how the promotional codes are working. I have fired up the second sample app that is delivered with the SDK, and I will simply now enter one of the codes. Let's choose the first one. Okay, and now you can choose between two options that are available in the SDK. The first one is validate, and it will do a call to the server and check if the promotion code is valid, still valid. If that is the case, I can redeem the code, and you see that it was successfully redeemed. If I click again on validate, you see that the code is invalid. And when I refresh the page, you can see that this code was redeemed. So let's test another one. Let's take the third one. Okay. Let's validate this one too. Okay, you see, successfully validated. Redeem the code again. Validate again. It is invalid. If I try to redeem it again, it's not possible. Let's refresh the page again, and you can see that this code was also redeemed. Okay. Now let's go back to the dashboard, and
yeah, that's it for now.